So that 20 gallon we got upstairs. This is like the first fish tank we moved into the house. And it, if you can see, I started with just 4 mollies, 2 males, 2 females. Since then, we've blossomed. We actually lost one of the males. This female converted to a male, which I don't believe is, I don't know if it's a true molly or if it's something else. It looks like I just got a little bit more of a sail fin. But I didn't think true mollies or true black mollies could change sets. I could be wrong. So I'm just looking for a pure black line male, which I'm sure I have one in here somewhere, but they've been reproducing quite well. And this was after the betta died. The betta took care of the mollies at reproduction rate. I was getting like 2 mollies. So we started off with 4, and then we had 6, and then we lost the male, and I called the male. So we're back down to 4, and then we had 2 more, brought us back to 6, and then the betta died, and now we're over 6. The Corys are just living their best life. I don't think so. I think they prefer a little bit more flow. And I would like to get them a few more. I just said we lost a couple just recently. I think they disappeared, but it's a lack of maintenance. This is hard to keep up on everything. Once I got everything back onto a schedule, it's been way nicer. Everything's back up. This tank had algae all over it. So that there's still black beard algae all over these rocks, which I don't mind, but it was all over that driftwood. It's on that sponge filter. You can kind of see the top of the sponge filter. It's all red. It's dying. But I got rid of that. It's still on that rock right there. I don't mind a little bit. Like, holy cow, look at all that food. I don't feed this tank every day just because the amount of algae that was in here. And the mollies will pick and pick and pick at it. The Cory cats will get fed a couple shrimp pellets once a day, but the tank itself, flake, all that food, it's going. I could overfeed too, but I want to make sure I get all the survival rate of these fry. And the amount of snails I have in here too, the food doesn't last. You can't really tell right now, but I mean, you see a few Malaysian trumpet snails, but there's times where the gravel's just moving, because there's just so many of them. They're on the filter back there, they're on the wall, they're all over that. That's not fish food, that's Malaysian trumpet snails. The Corys, like, they laid eggs in here once, and my girlfriend actually pulled all the eggs for me, and we saved a bunch, and I got like 10 to hatch and 1 fry to survive. So I just didn't have a fry set up downstairs. My room wasn't ready downstairs, so we'll get that 55 gallon resealed and set back up out here. And we're gonna do a dirted tank, because I think these plants are starving for some nutrients. I just got some black sand that I've had in a fish tank, one of my fish tanks, for, I don't know, going on 10 years now. So it's heavily bio-loaded, but it's I don't think it's enough. I had to put root tabs and stuff in, and you see that little lily there. I put the root tabs in, and that thing had 2-inch, 3-inch leaves in it. Now they're like the size of dimes. And the sage, it spread as soon as I put it in here, and then it's just kind of came to a halt. But again, I have cut back on feeding, but I should probably start dosing again. I don't want to dose too much. I'll show you how to dose. I don't want to put too much in with the algae problem I had. And I had to tone it down. My lights were on way too long. And this is technically really the first planted tank that I've attempted full on. And there's no CO2. This is just growing. It's a Finex light. Simple. I got hornwort, Anubias, Java fern, some sage, that dwarf lily, more Anubias. I split the Anubias. I got two Anubias and some sage, and I split them all. And the Java fern I've had for a while. The hornwort I've had. The hornwort is actually doing pretty good. Despite still sleeping. I had that algae bloom, and it was hair algae, staghorn, which you can still see. That's I think a piece of staghorn algae right there, or a piece of moss. I can't. But anyways, this was filled, and then it got the black beard algae in it from sitting stagnant. So I just plucked it off, leave all the green stuff in, pluck anything that's got algae on every time I do a water change. And it's came back, and it's growing in a big bundle. And I know the baby mollies enjoy the shit out of it, because they can get up in here, and I stretch it out, spread it around. You'd see some of the algae growing on by my finger there. And I'm not gonna cross-contaminate shit. I'm not worried about that. My fish have all lived in worse conditions than me sticking my fingers in the water. I don't think anyone really cares as long as you don't have any chemicals on your hands. But anyways, that's the 20. I'm gonna put the 55 there, build it a stand. We'll film and take pictures of all that. You can follow all this on DWB Aquatics. Check out the reptiles. DWB Reptiles on Instagram. DWB Aquatics on Instagram. And we'll see you later.